Friends, welcome back again. Tonight, I want to talk about something special which is touching me so much. What is the purpose of our life? This is a reflection on Martin Luther King's speech of what is your life blueprint. But before we do that, go down on the screen, click subscribe so that whenever we are live, you get notification to join us. Friends, reflecting on the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a beloved Morehouse Man, I choose this speech of what is your life blueprint to support my message of what's the purpose of our life. It speaks directly to the current reality of our lives as some of us transition into our own classroom for the first time. Some opt out of classroom into other endeavors, and others continue to further with their lives. Many of us have gone or will go through a time in our life when we have to consider and answer three very important questions. Number one, what will my life become? Number two, what do I have to offer to the world? And number three, how does my God-given gift bring peace and justice to the world? I believe that each of us has in some way discovered at least part of an answer to some, and if not all of the questions. In doing so, we are creating our blueprint for our life, or rather, we are creating the purpose of our life. What is in your life's blueprint? One of the greatest orators to ever walk this earth, Dr. Martin Luther King, as I said, asked this critical, important question to a group of junior high school students from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in October of 1967, a few months before his life would be taken away too soon. And I can't help but think about what it would have been like to be a teenager sitting in the room that day, to hang on to every word as he rested one arm on the podium and used the other to point at you for emphasis. Could those young people ever had imagined that they were in the presence of one of the most influential people in the world history? A man who sought to better others and the world that he lived in. A world in which he changed the course of history with the recipe of courage and love. And Dr. King masterfully set the tone for the message of the blueprint. In his booming voice, he asked the student, "What is in your life's blueprint?" He reminds the kids that this is the most important and crucial period of your life. For what you do now may well determine which way your life should go. He shares with them that whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect. Architects produce a blueprint. Dr. King says a blueprint, and I quote, serves as a pattern, the guide, the model for those who are building the building. A building is not well erected without a sound and solid blueprint. And each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, solid, and a sound blueprint. As leaders, we need a blueprint, one in which Dr. King says is, and I quote, sound and solid. Without that, the organizations we build will scramble. Not only that, but our personal brand that we have worked so hard to build will crumble too. Have a blueprint. Build something sound and solid. So, Dr. King offered 3 critical points in which to add in our life's blueprint. A deep belief in your own dignity, your worth, and your own somebodyness. The basic principle of excellence in all of our field of endeavors. And lastly, have a commitment to the internal principle of beauty, love, and justice. Let's look at these 3 things that Martin Luther offered that makes a blueprint of our life or the purpose of our life. Number 1, a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. He says to the children that you should have a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. Always feel that your life has ultimate significance. He then appealed to the young people that you should not be ashamed of your color. He referenced the processing of hair and cosmetic aimed at black people being able to lighten the color of their skin. Feel that you count, have worth, and your life has ultimate significance. How many people needed to hear this deep belief of his then? So many today could benefit from these words of wisdom. We are all uniquely crafted individuals and need to remember that and believe it. So, therefore, don't allow anybody to make you feel less than what God has created you to be. Your life has ultimate significance. Believe in your heart that you are beautiful no matter what social construct define as beautiful. Number 2, achieve excellence. Remember, number 1, a deep belief. After having a deep belief, achieve excellence. The basic principle of determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavors. This is what Martin Luther advised these young ones. In point 2, King says you must have a basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavors. He guides them to determine what your life's work will be. And once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and do it well. Doors of opportunities are opening to each of you. The great challenge facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. Then he shares some extremely poetic and inspiring words that I will not even attempt to narrate. And it says, I quote, "If it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote a poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, 'Here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well.' And if you can't be a pine at the top of the hill, be a shrub in the valley, but be the best little shrub on the side of the hill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be a sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or fail. Be the best of whatever you are." Therefore, our determination to achieve excellence should be found in anything we do, regardless how we are called to lead. As he advises, know your life's work, set out to do it, and do it well. If we follow those 3 simple steps in our leadership journeys, we too will better others and the world we live in. Therefore, whatever you set out to do in your life, whatever your life's work will be, do it with a sense of excellence. Do anything you put your hands to so well that living, the dead, or the unborn cannot do it any better. If you can't be a pine in the top of the hill, be a shrub in the valley, but be the best little shrub on the side of the hill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. For it isn't by size that you win or fall, but be the best you are. Number 3. After number 2, achieve excellence, the third one is commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Lesson 3 we get from Martin Luther King is commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. He says 2 important things here. Number 1, however young you are, you have a responsibility to seek to make your nation a better nation in which to live. You have a responsibility to seek to make life better for everybody. So you must be involved in the struggle for freedom and justice. 2 key things are here. He did not specify race when talking about this responsibility or who to make life better for. He used the word everybody. Dr. King calls on all of us to make people's life better and for all of us to be involved in the struggle for freedom and justice. As leaders, we should strive to make life better for everyone and give everything for the causes of freedom and justice. King also warns us that don't allow anybody to pull you so low as to make you hate them. Dr. King fulfilled his commitment to justice through a conduit of love, not hate. Love that appreciates the beauty in every human being. The world could benefit from a little love and deep appreciation for each other as human beings. He committed to moving forward with this great quote that if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Dr. King was burdened by injustices. He dealt with his burden through forward motion. Therefore, no matter your age, you have a responsibility to seek to make life better for everyone. And number two, you must be involved in the struggle for freedom and justice. Friends, these key points build an impressive blueprint or the purpose that leads to the foundation for your life. Without these fundamental principles, you cannot be effective in life in which you serve, in the relationship you have, or even in the world in which you live. So I want to challenge you to think about what you have in your blueprint. Those are the things which are making the purpose of your life. Do you have a solid foundation from which to build, or are you building on a sinking sand? That is a question for you to answer. Thank you, and God bless you. See you next time.